I have a prophetic word for you. This is a good one, so get comfortable. If this found you, it's for you, of course. If you lost everything in 2018, 2019, 2020, around those years, if your life considerably changed around that time, if things shifted left, if things fell apart, if people left, if your health fell apart, if your wounding was exposed in any way, if you were exposed in any way, if your wounds came to the surface, this message is for you. You are about to realize exactly why you had to lose what you lost. You're about to realize it, and it's going to blow your mind, because what's happening here is your energy was forced to expand. It was forced to heal. It was forced to, meet itself. You had to experience a crumbling here, in a way. You had to experience destruction. It was the sacrifice that was needed to be made for your continued spiritual success. And see, God does not care about the things that he can replace. He does not care about material things that he can replace for you, including material relationships or materially based relationships based in lust, greed, or dishonesty, relationships based in imbalance, relationships based in the unhealed version of you. Yeah, God doesn't care about that. God cares about your soul and its evolution. And if he had to take from you, it was only to bless you with exactly the proper substitution for what you lost. This message is powerful because it actually reveals to you the laws of energy. It shows you that in order to gain big time, especially spiritually, we have to sacrifice spiritually. So I'm getting that you paid in the form of tears. You paid in the form of, this is a life breaking down. And I'm smiling because the news is so good. The reward is so good. It's so good. And it's divine. And so you'll be able to see now how the destruction was divine. The loss was divine. And it was all fine. And it was all going to be fine the whole time. And everything that actually ended up happening happened for you. For you to receive, for you to even receive a new you. Okay, receive a new identity, receive a new upgrades, new spiritual upgrades, new personal upgrades, you cannot go buy a new identity. God built you. This is crazy because the strength, the wit, the acuity, the intuition that you gained as a result of this loss, it takes people a long time. It takes people even lifetimes to be as conscious as you've become, to be as awakened as you've become. And the reason is the loss. In a way, the reason that you are who you are today is because of what you've lost. So that's insane because you win double time. First, you win in the sense of becoming who you've become. And secondly, you win all the rewards and blessings that come with this new identity. So you win the new identity and you win the new life. Do you understand? And it just shows how crazy the divine is. The divine is absolutely just batshit really, because he is so funny in the way he blesses. He's so precise, he's so accurate, he's so merciful, and he will fight for you. He has fought for you, and you're about to see results of this in every way. In every sphere of your life. It's crazy. It's so wild. And most importantly, I'm getting the biggest gift you've ever gotten is your connection to the divine. That's what he was trying to build, is you and your connection to him. And your ability to listen to his instructions and your intuition. and your like prayer ability. Like it's like a superpower. Like it's actually the biggest superpower, because then your superpower is the divine. You don't need any external powers. Your superpower is the divine. And that's what happened with you. And I'm getting also, you are free now to be yourself. It's kind of me, it signifies moving, first of all. It could be travel, like moving to a new location. Secondly, an influx. Wait. This is crazy that my headphones are so tangled. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, are we back? Are we live again? Okay, so usually when I see status changing, like in the cards, it has to do with like moving, relocation, relocating to another place or area. It also could have to do with travel, but like this is travel that will stay with you. So like, it's not a vacation, babe. You know what I mean? It's like a life change. Okay, so you relocate to another place. It also can be depicted as a bank account surge. Okay, so your money influx skyrockets here. Okay. I also get marriage. Marriage could also be an indicator of like a status change. I'm getting nervous. Okay, I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm like, marriage. What else? Whenever I see this energy, it's also health changing for the better, obviously. It's like, it's all positive. If you were wondering, like, it's all positive. A status change indicates positivity, positive, development, okay? Also, like a gain of energy. It's an energy gain, okay? So like plus, your avatar gets a plus. You get like a little surge of energy, or not a little, actually. It's like a quite large surge of energy. Also, status change is represented by like a birth in the family. That's also what I see. Position change, like career change, like a elevation of your career, like a promotion in some way, even if you're your own boss, obviously. Status change also indicates business, like becoming the CEO of a company or a business, even if it's your own business, especially if it's your own business, right? Status change also is signified. So yeah, basically you're getting that. You're getting a status change. Congratulations, Mashari. You know what I mean? Congratulations. And what else? Right, so you had to lose first in order to gain. And you want to know the funniest part of this whole transmission? I'm getting that people thought that your loss was like people could have even kicked you when you were down and made fun of you and made fun of your loss. Let's apply some more lip gloss, because that's absolutely hilarious. When people make fun of you and kick you when you're down and already assume the battle is over and that you lost, they set themselves up for a very, very funny experience. Because what happens then is that they end up going through a transformation. They're proven wrong. They question their sense of reality often. Because often enough, these people are not even very stable in their own reality. They're not cognizant of their path. They're not aware they're walking their path. They're not aware they can become a leader. And so when they see someone else in the metamorphosis stages of their life, someone who's actually actively being trained up by God and being tested by God, they will make fun of that person, or especially because these people are very jealous and envious. That's why they're targeting this person to make fun of, right? That's usually how it goes. Otherwise, if you did not have envy or jealousy coming your way, no one would give a shit about you. No one would even make fun of you in the first place. So usually the people that make fun of the chosen, or you, right, which if you are seeing this, you are selected to see this and receive this information. So usually people will kind of count them out early in the game, or write these people out. To be underestimated is actually a gift. It's a blessing from God, because you are hidden. Your power is hidden. And so when your power is hidden, nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you are. Nobody knows what you can do. And sometimes you can do a lot, you know what I mean? So the people that actually count you out, they also make themselves an enemy of you. And to be the enemy of someone who is being built by God is a mistake. It's a mistake. You want to be on this person's side instead of against them. Because if you're going against them, you're going against God. Do you want to go against God? I don't think so, right? Nobody does. You'll be wiped out, right? So it's a beautiful thing when, you can fail publicly. It's very noble. And often enough, it is a sacrifice that is required. Public embarrassment, public scrutiny, public hate, falling publicly, being talked about, disowned by people you previously knew, gossiped about, hated on, laughed at. Oh, what a powerful position. Because in this position, God lets it happen. Do you understand? In this position, you are paying. You're paying. You are paying your debt, your spiritual debt. You are paying. And when you pay, eventually you have to play, because you have just paid for something, right? You're about to gain something huge as a result. And also, the loss of spiritual debt is a gain in itself. You see, so you win not once, not twice, but thrice, and even more so sometimes. So usually actually the blessing is 10 or 100-fold or 1,000-fold, because God goes by these increments, very specific increments. So, then as time passes, you realize that actually, hey, life is getting easier. Life is getting easier for me. Why? Well, it's because of your spiritual work, my love. It's because of your spiritual work and your commitment to forming and maintaining a relationship with the divine, and your dedication to self-growth, which is best done when alone, which is best done without a therapist, which is best done in the quiet and the silence of your pain, in the silence of your tears, in the silence of your embarrassment, in the silence of your ego death, in the silence of your crying. That is when the best self-work happens. That's when the best growth happens. No one sees that. No one sees that. They just see the end result. They just see when you pop off. They just see when you become. And when you are in the process of becoming, that's what they see. And then they wonder, how did they do it? Or they'll get even more pissed at you, which is, again, do you want to fight God? Anyone who is smart would be on the side of God, would be, on the side of God and on the side of the people that God loves and protects and provides for and prepares, right? So, a lot of people don't realize this. They don't realize that power, any type of power, any type of notoriety, any type of money comes from God. People don't know. So, they will not believe miracles when they happen. They will not believe in somebody. How can they? They don't even believe in themselves. These people that attacked you, that targeted you, were sent by the divine to fail. Do you understand? They were sent by God to lose. And you're going to be the one to send them home with, their loss. Right? Very fulfilling. Very fulfilling. It's fulfilling more so because you know that God did it. That God fought the fight for you and won it for you too. Because you kept your heart pure. You have to keep your heart pure. That's all you have. That's all you got, or else you lose. See, that's the thing about walking with God, is you are mostly losing, actually. Because when you let ego take over or anything, you lose, right? When you're not like walking with the soul in front of you, you lose. Because you're a matrix character, you're a regular human being, you're a bot, you're a drone, you're nobody, you're an NPC, you're a hater, you know? You're not elevated mentally, you cannot see potential in things, you cannot see beauty in things, your heart is not active, it's not activated. So you're nobody, you're nothing, you are like numb. So these people, and they exist, and that's why I like to always say people are programs, because they are. Unless they're awakened to their own beauty and walking their path and their purpose within leadership and connected to an open heart and an open mind and working on themselves energetically constantly and surrendering their life to God constantly, they're going to be programmed by, the outer programming, because it will work on them, because their mind is not awakened, right? So the programming will work. And so who are you talking to? You're talking to a program, not a person. That's not a whole person. That's not a whole integrated person. And usually these people feed off of those who are awakened, and they feed off of, they need energy from people. Do you understand? But a self-sustaining person, a real person who is whole and at least on the path of deprogramming themselves, they get their energy from the divine. They get their energy from God. They don't need to outsource energy from other people. So they are not energy vampires. Most of the population are energy vampires, and they need life force energy from others. And usually it's like if you ever walk into like a club or anything, not the song In the Club, not that, but if you ever walk into like a club or like a really like packed and poppin' situation, and it's kind of like, well, you can feel the energy. I know that it's easy to feel energy wherever you go. But let's say you walk into like a really low vibrational place, okay, like a club or like something that, whatever, it's just really, you could tell also. But like I really want to emphasize that, because there's some really nice, like cool, like dope clubs that are really, really the energy's good. But I'm talking about a place where the energy is bad. If you walk in there, you'll see NPCs extracting energy from one another. It's so crazy. It's so mind-blowing. It's so mind-boggling. I'm like, wow, you guys have no love for each other, one another, or yourselves. You guys have no love. You guys are like, you're here like just to flex on other people, or you're like, what kind of a life? What was that? Like, I don't know. I don't understand, or like you guys are, call each other friends, but you guys don't even actually really like each other. I see a lot of that, or I used to see a lot of that like happening. I actually like know people that are like that. I used to have a lot of people around me that when the time came and I was going through things, they happily threw my name, away, and like they threw my name under the bus for no reason. I ain't never done nothing to nobody ever. So that's how I know that such NPCs exist. And often, if you resonate with this message, and if you've had this happen as well, it's because your energy was set apart from people. You are not there in consciousness, bro. You don't share the same low vibrational consciousness that a lot of these yappers and like, low vibrational people share. It's okay to be low vibrational. You'll just be born as a cockroach in the next lifetime. Have fun. We need bugs too. You know what I mean? We love bugs. Don't fear. Don't worry. No, but yeah, I mean, obviously I'm just joking, but it really is possible to descend towards animal life if you stay unevolved. I just really also want to make that clear. I'm just making a point, but yeah, your soul is very important. Never sell it. And unfortunately, people do sell their souls to programming. People do sell their souls to lower vibrational states of thinking and being and feeling. And these people are cursed. They curse themselves. Like, whenever I see people hating on anybody, I'm like, wow, you are effectively cursing yourself, bro. Why would you even think that? Why would you even, think that, let alone write that. Like, the punishment is living with yourself. Do you understand? And living with a dark heart. I'm going to get out of this energy now. Let's not stay here. But the point I'm making is that God is publicly blessing you. And also, he did this so that your enemies could be exposed. And I don't usually like to say that word, enemies, because our enemies are not external to us. Our enemies, our enemies. What does Finding Nemo say? our enemies. Enemies. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a real thing? Hold on. Enemies. Wait. Hold on, no. I think it's like a sea creature. Anemones. I'm like writing it down in chat. Hold on. The message is still happening right now, by the way. What? Chat was like, do you mean Amenhotep? Amenhotep III was one of Egypt's most powerful and wealthy rulers. He built massive monuments like the Colossi of Memnon. And he is the father. Okay, what? His name means Amun is satisfied. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. This is what we're cooking with. What in the Leon say? So this might be significant for you. I'm going to ask it to tell me more. But aren't anemones like a sea creature? Please confirm that in the chat. Please let me know. Anyway, Egypt might be very significant for you, which is crazy. This is crazy. Really. This is crazy, like, what we got. Can you see, bro? I don't think so. Tell me more about, what's his name? Amenhotep. A Wimbo. The channeling is still happening. Wait, this is him. His name means Amun is satisfied. The era, listen. The era of extreme wealth. Amenhotep III did not rule during chaos. I'm like getting my mic. He ruled during peak power. Egypt at this time controlled Nubian gold mines and had diplomatic marriages with foreign princesses. What is this? He received tribute instead of fighting constant wars. He built massive monuments instead of conquering constantly. Wow, that's actually really cool. This was soft power, diplomacy, luxury, art, expansion through influence. That's what God is going to give you. Holy Shizionse. His building obsession. He built aggressively, but not from insecurity. He commissioned the Colossi of Memnon, 2 60-foot statues of himself. I would do some shit like that. I would totally do some shit like that. Huge expansions to Luxor Temple and a vast palace complex at Malkata. There are hundreds of statues portraying himself as divine. By the end of his reign, he was being worshipped as a living god. Haven't I had channels about this before? Wait, haven't I had channelings about this? I have videos that literally say this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, let me lock in, because this is actually crazy. I'm getting goosebumps. The spiritual shift. Near the end of his reign, something shifted spiritually in Egypt. The sun god Aten started becoming more emphasized. This would later explode under his son Akhenaten, who tried to replace traditional gods entirely. Many scholars believe that Amenhotep III laid the spiritual groundwork that allowed that radical shift. He stands at a pivot point between traditional Amun worship and sun disk monotheism. Archetypically, if we strip away history and look symbolically, Amenhotep III represents peak abundance, beauty, architecture, and aesthetics, power through influence, not aggression, divine approval energy, golden age consciousness. He did not claw his way to power. He inherited strength and magnified it. Oh my gosh. What? What? You guys want some cards? You guys want some tarot cards? Let me know. I feel called to grab these real quick. This is fun. The moon and justice. This spiritual shift, this, oh my god, this like transformation of yours, this revealing of yours, because the moon is secrets, anything hidden. God was molding you behind the scenes to become worshipped as a living God, to become full of power, to become full of divine power, and lead with authority, divine authority properly. Because this is your justice. I'm telling you, every single thing that anybody said about you or did towards you that was unjustified, vilified, that was villainous, that was unfair, it will be rectified. Do you understand? 9 of Pentacles. People are going to watch you in your abundant life, and they're going to realize who you are. For this whole process, God made you lose, okay, so that you would realize who you are. That was the whole point. It was a spiritual, what is it called? Humiliation ritual. Humiliation ritual. That's what this was. And so, oh my gosh. The way, look at this, justice, your justice is you being the 9 of Pentacles. Your justice is like a calm, peaceful, happy life, a serene life, serenity, bliss, joy, abundance, prosperity. You being an anomaly, you being in a position of hierarchy, I'm hearing. You being an authority. Yeah, absolutely. And then we got the 7 of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. You will be a student of life forever. That's what I'm getting. The rest of your life will be spent like studying, I want to say. Studying ways to improve. Studying is very important. People don't really understand what it is to study. They don't really know. It even says this in the Gita. I was reading it yesterday on my live on Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram. And there's a particular passage in the Gita that said specifically that if we study education that is not rooted first within God consciousness, it's useless. Because any type of like mundane study, go watch my live. I talk about it in more detail quickly before you miss it. Any type of mundane study does not hold value unless it is backed up by spiritual awareness of who the self is, of who you are, and of who God is. Because otherwise you lose, the mind does not register such mundane studies as important. You see, it's not adding to your transformative process as the soul. It's not adding to your spiritual progress as the soul, because we are the soul. So because it's not adding to you, it's just taking up extra, it's like extra hard drives that are unnecessary, you know what I mean? That's why a lot of people struggle with purpose in their life. Even doctors, even people that have done a lot of, study that is set apart from any sort of self-study or spiritual study, they feel a lack of purpose in their work and in their life eventually, unless it's backed with some kind of spiritual, juice, okay? Seema English. Unless it's backed with some kind of spiritual need to serve, or like seva, basically. Seva is service in Sanskrit. So you need seva in order to do your work with satisfaction, to know that you are living your purpose, right? So here, that's what I was channeling with this here. Now the 7 of Wands, I was mostly channeling the Page of Pentacles, but the 7 of Wands has to do with protecting your position, okay? Really protecting, who you've become and who you have worked hard to become here. This will be done naturally. This is not, this is not you being defensive. It's you being aware of people's motives, of certain people, of human psychology and human, understanding, the understanding of human psychology, and even human understanding, I'm hearing, like understanding human beings, so this defensiveness is strategy, and it's protection, and it is, you also had to learn, I'm getting, like, if you lost big time, right? It was to teach you how to be on defense, how to spiritually protect yourself. Thank you, Jesus. How to spiritually protect yourself, okay? Which is done through power of the mind, mental power, mental focus. So that's why when we meditate, we become, not only do we activate the mind, which leads to genius, but through meditation, we also become avid students of energy, of our own energy, and of our own mental energy. We also become adept at focus through meditation. This is why I advise everybody to meditate. If you're not meditating, WYD, what are you doing? You should be meditating. That's what you should be doing, right? Like I channel in this and that, why, how? Well, only when I meditate. It also allows the cells of the body to rejuvenate. I'm not sure why I'm giving you this information, but now I know I'm giving you this information because this was a training period for you. These past few years was a training ground for you to learn all of these things, to be awakened to the mystical also, to be awakened to energy and energy, how energy works, how energy flows, how the events within your own life have unfolded for specific reasons. Maybe you were taught about manifestation during this hermit period, during this painful period here, and you were forced to realize, how your own energy manifested even negative situations for you here, okay? And again, it's all a learning curve, and it's all for the point and the purpose of you learning, and for the point of the purpose and the purpose of you becoming this Nine of Pentacles in all ways, which includes the intelligence, okay, and the level of intelligence that you embody and possess. Nice, let's keep going. I want to see if and the moon, yeah, we talked about the moon. So you were in hiding, like you were hidden by the divine during this period of time. Ten of Swords, perfect, exactly. You were hidden and you were in this position. Excellent, like congratulations. You never have to go back here. Congratulations, you learned because of this. This made you who you are today. Do you understand? This made you who you are. This made you full of spiritual power. You could have even actually activated psychic ability through the suffering and pain that you experienced. This is an ego death, massively. This is also, mental health struggles and depression. I don't want to stay there. But you paid. You paid with your dignity. You paid with your reputation. Strength. This whole time you had to have, you were actually, because whenever I see the infinity symbol, this is spiritual intervention. Like this is divine intervention, helping you, taming you, molding you, growing you through pain. That's the only way to learn, right? Really, it's the only way to learn. It's the only way things happen. Let's just say that. Not through enjoyment. First you feel pain, then you enjoy. That's how this works. That's how the universe works, basically. There's no gain without pain, just to let you know. So if you thought, that's why, you look at people who earn money quickly in ways that are not as, charitable. Big mistake. You want to pay first. You want to make sure. This is also, guys, please, this is real life philosophy as well when it comes to loving somebody or loving something or trying in a relationship, or trying in a job. You want to make sure you give 110% of your effort to that job, to that person, to that situation before you leave it. So the karma is burned. Please understand this. That's why, when you give somebody your love, when you fall in love with somebody and you give someone your love, and you decide to walk away, you can walk away with peace because you gave your love and you really tried and you really, aligned with God to make it work. And if it still did not work, you can walk away with peace. You can move on to the next chapter. After the 10 comes the 1, right? So you move on to the next chapter. Now also with this situation here that I'm seeing of yours, could be involved with what I mentioned here with love, but it's I'm just giving you how energy works, okay? I'm just giving you the sauce on how energy works. So yeah, you are guided and divinely protected here through this process. It's kind of like no one saw this 10 of swords. So you could kind of die in peace, you know what I mean? It's very important to be able to die in peace. Really, that's why you expend your energy. You have money, you know, sorry, I'm getting really passionate. You have money, you give it away, or you know, streamline it towards the proper sources. Like, you really want to try in your life, okay? For everything, you want to try. Now, this is the Queen of Cups. This is the universe, oh, no, well, this is you and the universe, I want to say. The universe has molded you to be loving. The universe has molded you, you know, to be you, to be spiritual as well, I'm hearing. To be like, gifted. I mentioned psychic, right? This is someone who scries with the heart. They see the truth and they, you know, remain in their balance. They remain, you know, loving and open. Very important, because sometimes when you see the truth, you don't want to remain open. It's, you know, you see the truth and you, like, of human beings or of human nature or of human psychology, and you can get scared, right? The heart can close. But when one gives their life to God and is surrendered, they have no fear, you know, because they walk with God. Who can hurt me, right? It's like that mentality, which is enlightenment, basically. Sitting within enlightenment. So I'm getting that's the gift you've been given, the gift of illumination, the gift of enlightenment, the gift of inner illumination as well, the gift of self-understanding here, revealing what was even hidden to yourself, about yourself, like, wow, about yourself in all ways, the good and the bad, the fears and the pain also. And yeah, blessings. You're very blessed by the moon. Could also be, I mean, moon is mind in astrology. Your mind has been refined by this process here. You could, if you don't know that you're psychic, just try to intuit a little bit about yourself and your life and circumstances. But yeah, once we do that inner work, blessings fall upon us, right? Rain down on us. Let me see. The moon and the Queen of Cups, I've never noticed this. Both cards have crab claws, like here on this cup, which I never understood why. And then here, there's the actual crab here. So, wow. And the moon is very watery. And with the moon and the Queen of Cups, this is deep. This is depth. Like, this is a deep person. This is a deep experience, a deep transformative experience. This is deep spiritual work as well. This is deep, like, inner transformation. This is you realizing how deep you are. This is realizing how deep your path is. This is you realizing the depth of your destiny. Wow. Especially destiny, and my eyes went here. It's like this, actually. Wow. And the crab is what? What's the crab about? Let me look it up. Just sit down. We're getting into the good stuff. What is the crab on the Queen of Cups card and the Moon card? Let me know. So, because I never noticed it really ever. I mean, I did, but I didn't really like pay attention. Okay, so with the Queen of Cups, it represents emotional protection, soft on the inside, but a hard shell on the outside, deep sensitivity hidden behind composure. Yeah, we mentioned depth. Oh, okay. The crab moves sideways. It doesn't go straight. This represents indirect processing, emotional avoidance, cyclical patterns, and moon tides. Moon tides. And we have the moon card also. Let me see what it means on the moon. card. Okay, so this is a crab crawling a crab crawling out of water. The subconscious is resurfacing, old emotional memory rising, and primal instinct. It's something coming up from deep within you. It's not rational but powerful. Okay, so yeah. But with the Queen of Cups, it's like, it's just really interesting. I don't know. Anyway, let's get out of there. But yeah. And then this person, you, now has options being revealed to them in the form of like, you're going to get everything that you want. So like, what do you want? And like, choose. Oh, wow. I'm getting like being tested. You were tested this entire time through this process of personal transformation. You will continue to be tested, but not to worry. The tests now give you immediate, it's like faster results and lighter results because you've elevated within vibrational frequency and consciousness here. The tests, it's like they bless you quicker. Oh my God, they bless you faster. And the blessings are more tangible in nature. They're physical. Now, of course, everything will be provided to you here, so please be sure to choose the right thing. If you choose overindulgence or if you choose in some way being too material, the balance is lost, right? So the balance of the inner work that you've done, justice, balance, is lost. So again, you will have to learn a certain lesson maybe, or a few, of course, they don't have to be difficult lessons. It depends on the level of work. It all depends on you. But yeah, everything will be provided for you. So choose accordingly. The sun. Blessings. Blessed. You get blessed. I see here. You will be blessed. You will be blessed with a lot of warmth, radiance. This is also fame. This is golden energy, a golden frequency that you begin to emanate here. Because when we plug into God, when we plug into the divine, we have the moon and the sun. So you have both the luminaries here. When we plug in, when we heal, our aura, glowing aura, we receive, We receive a glowing aura, Yoda. And, it's like happiness, it's joy, it's abundance, it's, I'm also hearing charity, and I heard that earlier. You will be rewarded, like, tenfold. Even if you did a little bit of charity, God is going to give you a lot of rewards, even if you forgot about it and it was a long time ago. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting something really not something that you've thought that you did correctly, but you actually bodied it. Okay? Not only did you do the right thing here once, twice, thrice, multiple times, but you bodied it. It's like you bodied this transformation. You bodied these years of tests here. You bodied them. Okay? Wow. And now you get revealed as, there's no way, I don't think there's a word even in the English language to describe this energy. It is the energy of a spiritual teacher as well. Or someone who's, very deep, I mentioned also, right? I never noticed all the coins at her feet. They're like earth treasures, and they're like ocean money, wow. But yeah, the sun. This is crazy. The magician. Oh my God. Okay, I have to stop it here because I can't. And I mentioned the infinity sign. Did I not, with the strength card? So we have it again here. This was the divine's plan for you to become, I'm hearing this is the divine's plan for you to have your last life here, meaning you receive moksha after this, which is crazy. This is moksha. This is illumination of consciousness. This is enlightenment, self-realization here. Guys, read the Gita, please, okay? You'll understand more of what this energy is. The Gita highlights the point and purpose of the human form of life. That's why I'm reminding you of it. And you've gotten there. You know, you've met the requirements, I'm hearing, for liberation. This is crazy. And because we have what? Dharma, Artha, Karma, Moksha. So you have surpassed all of them, okay? You bodied all of these steps and stages of life and of consciousness and of spiritual growth, right? So moksha, you know, is the final one, and you get that too. You get all of them and what comes after, okay? Wow. Stay focused on your spiritual path. Stay focused. Do you understand? Stay the path. Stay the course. Do not waver. Do not get enticed by illusions of money or fame or grandeur or like things of this material world. It will not help you. It will not save you. God will give you everything that you need. Everything that you need, including fame, notoriety, whatever, public acclaim, recognition. I'm hearing. Stay. No, I'm just kidding. Stay the path. Stay spiritually alive, I want to say. Awakened. Okay? Wow. Like, before your birth, like, this was written. Cool. Wow. I'm hearing a few things. I'm hearing that the people that you might have dealt with before had no idea who you are. Couldn't even guess. People still can't guess. I'm getting even your family cannot guess. Or they don't know. Or they just cannot understand you because you're so multifaceted. The magician can use anything, including time, which is not present here on this card. Right? And time is who? Time is God. In the Gita, Krishna says, time I am. I was getting something else as well with this here. I was getting it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Everything that you lost will return. Oh my God, everything that you lost is coming back to you, okay? The way God wants you to have it. For real this time, permanently. It's going to be permanent, okay? And you're going to realize, holy shit, I'm sorry, some of you are, because whenever I see the infinity symbol, this is why I lost track earlier, because when I see the infinity symbol, it points me to the fact that you are operating within 0 point frequency, which is a very, it's when your thoughts manifest instantly, right? So that's how I read cards also. Like, that's how the cards kind of flow with the messaging, because you're manifesting, you're in 0 point frequency, just to let you know. You've mastered so much, everything I want to say, like anything. Like, what can you not do? You can do anything with the magician, right? With the magician card, in this context here of this reading. Not always, because the magician shifts and changes, and also readings change, of course, but I'm channeling. The magician shifts and changes and becomes and is evolving and transforming, and that's what you've had happen here also. I'm getting something about the divine and you are one. The divine and you are one. You have like become one in your ability. Now this is really this what I'm saying, my words, I have to be careful because people are gonna take what I'm saying and run with it. They're gonna be like, yeah, me and the divine are one, baby. It's not for you. Sit down. Relax. This is when you give your life over and your power is not even yours anymore, it's God's, right? So it's surrender, it's a state of surrender. Now, what also blew my mind is right after I pulled the magician card, underneath it we have the high priestess, and I said I wouldn't pull any more cards, but I'm gonna end here with the Tower, which was what happened to your life. And this is what we've been talking about this whole reading. This is a spiritual transformation. This is like everything we've been, this is the topic of our reading. This is everything we've been talking about. Let's read the High Priestess. So with the High Priestess, I mentioned how, first of all, your psychic gifts could have increased during this time of, a life breaking down and of loss, right? I also mentioned a spirit. This is a spiritual leader here, or a spiritual figure, spiritual person here. Why did I say person? That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say with the Magician card. That's what I wanted to say. Oh my god, my cards are falling. And we got the Queen of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And the Hierophant. Okay, wait. Okay, that's what I wanted to say with the Magician card, is that I was hearing the phrase, you are not a normal person. That's what I was hearing. And that's what I, like when I said that I was getting something else, but I couldn't remember it, and it'll come back to me. And then I said that everything you lost will come back to you. Right, okay, yeah. So with the Magician, I was hearing the phrase, when I was holding it up, I was hearing like, you are not an ordinary person. Wow. And then, because you're not, obviously, and you know that, but oh, got it, thank you. Okay, so this was written before your life, that you'll come here awakened of your original state, and you'll come here and figure out that you are not an ordinary person, and you'll come here and remember, oh my god, okay, because most of the time, when we're born, when we incarnate here, right, on Earth, we forget our original, soul's constitution. We forget where we're from. We forget where we come from. We forget what planetary realm we come from. We forget who we are on a soul level. But some people come here and they're actually, higher level beings. They're multiple people even. They're multiple beings. Like they're multiple angels, and they all take the form of, it's like a very powerful energy. Okay. And, like higher level beings, angels, come here, but then there are even higher beings than that, like like gurus and ancient gods even, that come here and take the form of a human being. I have chills throughout my body, by the way. Goosebumps. I'm hearing you did not come here to be believed. That's also what I'm hearing. You did not come here to be believed. I'm also getting people kind of know you're not an ordinary person, but it may have actually been like against you for the longest time, because obviously to try to please mortals is useless and futile. And I'm getting that during this like painful period here, that's what was taken away from you. Your like ability to please people, or your people-pleasing tendencies, like it was all stripped from you, your illusion, the facade that you wore to yourself, was stripped from you through pain, so that you can self-realize and understand what a like spiritual beast you are, in the sense of that. And so it's like the false mask was ripped from you, through this failing, through this even like public, failing here, even. For the right reason, like it was supposed to happen, all of it. Because you were meant to come here and not forget. Because again, remember how I said most people forget their original origin? You were not meant to forget your original origin. You were meant to remember and live as that while being in a human body. Which is crazy. Then the Queen of Pentacles fell. Beautiful queen, very abundant as well, very responsible and very nurturing. This is a nurturing queen. She's surrounded by foliage, flowers, animals, plants. There's a bunny by her. Can you see the bunny? It's very graceful energy. She's the divine feminine. She gives, she nurtures, right, like I said. And she's very natural in her disposition. This is one of the best cards to get because it anchors in your destiny in a way that is material here. Like, this life comes with wealth because, again, you paid, remember? So you pay spiritually, then everything is added unto you. Your soul will be reflected in, I'm getting, the material wealth around you. If people did not realize that spirituality and material wealth existed before you, they will realize it after you. You will be both. You will be all, I'm getting. Didn't we get the Hierophant? Yeah, we did. Which is insane. Because I'm getting somebody who, and I've gotten this before, somebody who, like, fits in this modern age and looks normal, right? But, like, they're very trendy. This person is very trendy. Like, they look like something, but then they're actually this, like, high-level divine teacher here. They're this high-level spiritual teacher. Guru. Even if it's a woman. Guruji. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. But yeah, like, beautiful. And yeah, with the High Priestess, I was getting duality. Like, you are someone who, again, was underestimated. Like, you look like not what you are on the inside. Like, you look like you were easy to target. God made you an easy target on purpose, okay? You may look like really innocent, like the rabbit I was seeing, you know, but you know, you become very wealthy here. You become very wealthy. And we got the Wheel of Fortune. You become wealthy with your work. The Queen of Pentacles is the feminine archetype of the King of Pentacles, who owns businesses and is good with, you know, the way they cycle out their money, right? So, and I'm getting that you studied for that. Like, your spiritual studies have become material in nature, in the sense that they back up what you've been studying physically. Because didn't I mention that in order to actually transform in consciousness, and in order to actually apply every sort of material study that we take on, you have to be spiritually motivated and spiritually porous to be able to receive information in a meaningful way. Do you understand? You have to be porous, like a sponge. So when you study scripture, you become porous, you become open to information to hit you in a way that actually transforms you, you see? That's why some of the best students in school, just as an example, they follow God, you know, religiously, literally. There's a correlation. So first spiritual study, then that energy and who you have become backs up any type of material study you take on, right? So this is someone who studied, oh my god, please. Literally. It's not a joke. I mentioned that that's not a joke because you need to study in order to make the most out of this life, right? And with the Wheel of Fortune, this is things spinning in your favor, finally. This could have been a 10-year cycle because we got the Ten of Swords, right? Yep, I can see it. And this 10-year cycle now spins into, like, you know, the rewards are here, you know? Like, it spins into a lifetime of rewards. You know what's crazy? When we were looking up the Egyptian stuff, and I saw that, oh my god, this is freaking me out. Yo, we were looking up the Egyptian stuff, and I almost said the magician stuff, and I saw the, like, Egyptian, let me show you, actually. Let me just shut up and show you. Okay, and I, like, pointed this out to you. I actually saw it within my third, like in my inner eye. Like I saw the Wheel of Fortune card, and like I was thinking to myself, it would be cool if the Wheel of Fortune came out. Here he is. This is crazy, actually. Here is Amenemhat the First. Wait, what? Weren't we looking at someone else? Amenhotep. Okay, so it's either one of them. Amenhotep the Third. He was the 9th pharaoh. Number 9 could be significant. Golden Age, we mentioned, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, after the cycle of pain, you get the Golden Age. Literally. And that should be a title of a song, by the way. That should be the title of, like, that should be, like, the first line of a rap song. After 10 years of pain, here comes the Golden Age. It's me, you, and my brothers. And we free from the cage. Hey, that's actually lit. Because you're free. Didn't I say something about that before? Oh my god, this reading is going so long. I mentioned something about the cage is open, walk free. That's crazy. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. If this channeling resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I want to hear your story, and I want to know what about this resonated with you, and like what you like felt from this. Is this you? Like, am I speaking to you? Come forward, you know what I mean? And I'm holding out my hand like this, Loki, and the Hierophant is holding out. This is crazy. Okay, I have to go before I lose my mind. Thank you for watching. All my love and support. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.